Hello, hello, hello again, and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. I am Tom, and today we need to pick I think a relatively short job. I'm recording pretty soon after the previous video I did, even though I said I wouldn't. So I just want something kind of brief for today. Reason being, and we'll get onto this in a second, I think I saw a job on the second page here. That was pretty short. Yeah. That's only about 300 miles into Germany. We will take that job, thank you very much. You're going to see an immediate difference in 1 second. Little bobblehead there. I also figured out how to do the windows here. Oh, we do need to start the engine first. But I can now do the windows. They are set on my controller, which is why I'm accidentally changing camera view as well. Yeah, we'll talk about the cabin accessories once we get on the road, but before any of that, let's go pick up this cargo if we can make it there in time. I know the collection window is pretty brief here. It expires pretty soon. I've also, as I was talking about in the previous video, I was going to try to mess about with the sound a bit, and I think I've done a good job actually. The previous video sounded a lot better, I think, with the processing that I eventually managed to get done. I had a bit of help from a friend, because initially I was getting it completely backwards. Just entirely the wrong way around. I was boosting the entirely wrong frequencies, and it's sort of like... Yeah, can I... Thank you. It sort of played like tricks on my ears when I was boosting the frequencies, because I was boosting it in the low range. I was thinking, oh yeah, that's doing good things for my voice. That's making it sound, it's bringing out the bass a bit more. Because I think I've got a quite high register, my voice. So what I'd done was I'd adjusted the equalize levels such that there was boosting in the low frequency range and in the high frequency range as well. And then lowering in sort of the mid-range. So my friend said, you know, you've got that entirely backwards. And he was right. He was right. The trick was to listen to it on a completely different... you know, I've got a few options available to me, several... Oh, hello. Okay. We're going to see a train for the first time, I think, for the first time. So... Yeah, I had it entirely backwards. I hear the train horn as well, that's cool. Should we, I don't know. This is pretty loud in my speakers. I might probably need to adjust my own volume down just a little bit. That was cool. Yeah, so I had the mid-range lowered and the high and low frequencies boosted, which, as it turns out, is oh, I don't know what happened there. Something terrible. No damage done. Would you stop and let me past, please? No? No. Okay. Would somebody? I really need to go this way. What time of day is it? 5:23. Yeah, so the rush hour traffic is very real. Okay. I'm not going to pick up this delivery on time. I think Freight Market, it was... Oh, hang on, no, we wanted it from... Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to pick up. Offer expires in 1 hour. I know, we're still good, we've still got plenty of time. If someone would just let me past. Just anybody, please. I might try and squeeze past if you're gonna stop for me. Would you please stop for me? No? Oh, come on, don't... Oh, come on, hang on. This is annoying. I can't even see if there's a gap on that side. There is not, okay, and I am that close. Yes, yes. There's nothing I can do about it, is there? You go, me go, me go. Hang on 1 second. There we go. That was not a crash. How dare. To turn right? What are you talking about? It's right here, right? I mean, this place does look like a nightmare to get back out of as well. That was absolutely not a crash. Okay. Oh, we're a rail yard, right? Okay, so where's the... That's got to be over there, hasn't it? I don't know how we're getting a trailer out of here.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Let's see if that job's still available to us. It was this one, right? Yeah, okay. Because it's a nice short journey, we'll take that job.
Ready to roll.
Take us into Germany. Hopefully we can pull it back out of here somehow. We've got a lot of obstacles between us and the exit, but this bit here is not too hard. We may just have to drive up onto the grass a little bit, but we're fortunate that it's just this one right here rather than either of those. Because who would leave those pallets just there, honestly? Those crates. This place is a nightmare. I assume this is all done by some pro mods author.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Who was like, the base game is not hard enough. We're gonna make this a challenge to get into and out of. So yeah, I think the sound in general has improved since I've
Turn right.
oh yeah, hang on. I just got distracted by that ahead. That's cool. Yeah, am I gonna squeeze past this sign? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, and turn right here. Okay, so we're not going back the way we came. Which is fortunate, probably. Wherever those sirens are, I don't see them in the mirrors, so I think we're good to go. There they are, in fact. We're going to be joining the traffic behind them, apparently. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. I was going to say there's no getting past that, but I assume there'll be... Yeah, it's light controlled, okay. Why have you stopped there? What is going on? I'm not indicating. You can go. I'm not... Fucking hell. This is the most difficult start I think we've ever had. And I've done nothing. The only thing I've done between the last episode and this one is figure out those windows So now I can roll them up and down whenever I want. I can do the other side as well. I just I'm driving at the moment, so I won't show that off.
Exit now.
But that's all I've done. And I've also installed another mod, Sissel's Mega Pack, but it won't be doing any of this. It'll I want to go straight on here, so I'm happy in this lane. I would like to be able to see the traffic lights there. I'll talk about what Sissel's Mega Pack is in just 1 second. Or why not now? I am in the wrong lane now. But I think I'm clear to merge if I want to. Yeah, that's fine.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Okay then.
Turn right.
Okay, brilliant. Yes. Fantastic. So Sissel's Mega Pack is what's adding these, well, the bobblehead for one. You know what I should have done? I should have given you a tour of the cabin. I've made some changes. As is readily apparent. I actually have this exact bobblehead as well. This was, oh god, it was like a freebie given away with like pre-orders of Fallout 4 when that came out. I think that's the one time I've gone to a midnight launch of a game was for Fallout 4, and I got one of these bobbleheads. Get his head bubble. I've still got it somewhere. I had to hide it away from my son Ethan when he was born, because he loved the way its head bubbled and was attempting to pull it off. And when I say when he was born, like, that really just goes to show how long ago Fallout 4 came out, huh? My son is 5, by the way. He in fact turned 6 this year, so... Oh, is that... okay.
Go straight on.
We're hearing a lot more in the way of the rail sounds. Yeah, I did install another mod, but I installed it before the previous video. We just hadn't seen any rail tracks yet. That adds in a bunch of different signal noises for the crossings. I think everything I've done has been to try and make the game feel more immersive to some extent. Including, by the way, the music we're hearing. That was always a choice because I liked, before I started recording, I liked playing the game with it. Well, here's the other mod that I really wanted to use, but I can't. There's a local radio mod for the game, which I love using. And I think I've talked about it before, but essentially it changes the radio stations that are available to you based on your location. So if you travel across the Eurotunnel, for example, and you're listening to BBC Radio 1 in the UK, all of a sudden that's not available to you once you hit France. So you change out to a French radio station. And that's what the mod does. It gives you all those radio stations in a browser, and then it uses your in-game position to tell you which ones you're allowed to listen to at this current moment in time, and it has some sort of simulated static to simulate the experience of going out of range, or coming into range. So it's got this sort of distortion that makes it feel like oh yeah, we're not getting a very good signal for that radio station. Try changing to another. It's really good. I really would have loved to play with it, but playing actual radio stations would mean a lot of music we couldn't use that there's no way that I'd be able to clear copyright for. Whereas the music we are hearing is royalty free. You just pay a license to use it. So it's like it's designed specifically for okay, no, it's not designed for, but it's licensed specifically for streamers and content creators, that sort of thing. So pretty cool service. There's a few of them actually. The one I'm using is oh, what's it called? I think it's called Epidemic Sound, and I have mentioned that as well before. But yeah, so I add the music to make it seem like, oh, yeah, we're listening to radio while we drive, and make the game a little more immersive was always the plan. However, the other thing that the music was supposed to do, and I think it served its purpose doing this, it was supposed to mask the... It was supposed to help mask the quality of my audio, which was terrible, and probably still is to an extent, because it's the whole the sound post-processing is still something that I'm figuring out, but it is better. As I did, I mention that a friend helped me with that. I can't remember. Yeah, I did the whole the levels, right? So the music was helping mask a lot of... Right, okay. If you watch this video, for example, go back at least 2 videos, right? Not to the video before this one, but to the video before that one. And have a listen to the audio in this one versus the audio in that one, and tell me this isn't better. It's so much better. I've cut out a lot of the noise, because as it turned out, a lot of the noise being picked up by this mic is being picked up in it's like in a high frequency range. So there's a lot of background stuff that can just be cut out at no loss to you know, the frequencies where I'm speaking at. And my friend like explained all this to me brilliantly. I mean, in like a 100-word Facebook message, but he did a good job of it. So, yeah, essentially he said something like a typical male voice is in the range of I'm going to get it wrong because I can't remember exactly, but in the range of 100 to 200 kilohertz. No, that's got to be wrong. 100 to 200 hertz. I don't know. Look, if it comes up again, I'll try and learn the specifics. What I've done is I've created a profile for my voice in DaVinci Resolve that I can just like apply to my audio whenever I want, so I don't have to fiddle with the sound again and again and again, because it is so annoying. I think it's the hardest thing to do, but it's also the most important thing. Audio, I think it's the hardest thing to get right, but it is also the singularly most important thing. Like the video quality could be naff. It could be, you know, 480, right? It could be terrible, and you'd have an okay time watching it. Excuse me. You'd have an okay time watching that, so long as the audio were good. Which is why it's the most important thing. I mean, there's going to be people out there who are like, no, I cannot watch anything at 480p. And you know what? You're right. But in general, I think people are more sensitive to the audio quality than they are to the video quality. And the video quality is a lot easier to get right than the audio quality. I'm just using a... Right, so here's the thing. The best way to get the best audio quality is going to be to use the best hardware available to you, which isn't an option for me right now. I'm just using a headset mic. If I wanted to have a desk mic or like a studio mic, I don't know where I'd put it. So that's not really an option to me at this moment in time, so I'm just using...
And then exit right.
Okay. I'm just using a HyperX Cloud Alpha
Right.
headset. I think I mentioned that in the previous video as well.
Go straight on.
The mic's decent, but it's not perfect, and no headset mic will be. But you can do a bunch of post-processing, or you can use something I haven't set up yet, which is an audio gate, which is either a piece of hardware that you would use, or you can do it in software as well. But essentially it just blocks out certain frequencies, I think. I don't know. So you can gate the audio, and then you can do this post-processing on it, which is what I've done, and kill some of the frequencies that the mic's picking up, but that are completely useless. So it's just background noise. And that's what I've done, and I think it's improved the audio immeasurably. Well, okay, not immeasurably. It's going to be measurable. Like, we've gone from about a 5 out of 10 audio to a 6.8. There's still a lot more I could do, and I don't know what I'm doing with the software. I did have some help, and I think I've got it right in the end, but there's probably still more I could do to adjust and tweak that. Now would be a good time to talk about Sissel's Mega Pack. So as you can see, I've got this little Vault Boy bobblehead here. That's from the Mega Pack. So is that mug, actually. So is the on the left side there, you can see some currency, euros. That's also from Sissel's Mega Pack, and there's a little notebook also from the pack as well. It just adds a bunch of cabin accessories, and there are these in the base game as well. In fact, you need the base game. Well, actually, it's not in the base game. Sorry, it's in DLC. But you do need that DLC in order to use this Mega Pack. Yeah, keep left. What Sissel's Mega Pack does is just it adds a bunch more variety, including companions, which I haven't gone for. Like, you can have they're basically just an accessory that sits in the seat over to the passenger seat over on the left-hand side there. But they're not animated in any way. They don't have AI or anything. You know, they're just sitting there. So they are really just, yeah, like I say, an accessory. So I haven't gone for adding a companion or anything. We'll take a look around the cabin when we get to our location, but just know that the bobblehead does that. And the air freshener on the window as well. Oh well, on the mirror above there, sorry. There's the same. Reason I brought it up at that exact moment was I was seeing a lot of glare, and I was having trouble seeing ahead. There was a visor. There was something like a sunscreen that Sissel's Mega Pack added as well. And I was just thinking, yeah, maybe I should have gone for that actually. I was thinking it would make it too dark. Yep. I was literally just thinking, I don't have my headlights on. I really was, honest. I was just thinking about it. I was looking at the time, thinking, oh, I should get those on, and that happened. The timing on that was so annoying. I like the neons on that car to our left there. Did you see them when it was ahead of us? Those were good. I don't know if that's... I don't know what's added. Yeah, you can see in the mirror, the left mirror there. It's got neons. I don't know... That's probably got to have been added by one of Jazzy Cat's packs. Because I don't think I've ever seen that in the base game. That's nice, that's cool. I'll probably mess about with Sissel's Mega Pack a bit more between this and the next episode, which I probably will spend some time away before recording, because I'm now... Yeah, I know. Who's telling me off for that? Oops. Oh, hang on. We've slowed right down, huh? Hopefully that was them just overtaking us now, and I don't have to worry about the police again. Let's see, 97 miles to go. Not far now. What was I talking about before all that happened? Screw it, let's just talk about sound and light again. So I've got the sound to a point that I'm happy with, and in post-processing anyway. I still want to, if I can do it during capture, then that might be better. Like if I can add a sound gate that just blocks out sounds of a certain frequency, or in a certain frequency range, and do some stuff to let's see, to make the capture of the sound better. Then I still want to do that because that would save me some time in the edit suite afterwards. But also, it would mean that I'd have a consistent level of quality between recordings like this and streaming potentially if we ever moved on to doing that. In terms of video quality, I am happy where I'm at. I forget the exact thing I'm using. Okay, no, I don't forget. I forget the exact settings, but I'm using OBS Studio, and there's a setting that's like VQ or something like that. Oh God, I can't remember. But when you select it as the encoding solution, it defaults to around a 20 VQ or EQ level or whatever that is, and this results in a relatively large file size, but pretty damn good quality video. You can turn it down. If you're recording full screen for 1080p though, then I think 20 is good enough. If you want to like punch in and do some zooms and stuff, then you want to have it lower, because the lower the number, the more close to lossless it is. Like as soon as you hit a 14, it's apparently as good as lossless, and you've got a perfect video. The reason I don't have it down at 14 is because it would like the size of the recordings in terms of gigabytes would just explode, and I wouldn't have the room on my computer to store it. I'm already like, the last video that I recorded yesterday was 22.7 gigabytes for it was just over an hour, the recording. So 22.7 gigabytes for a 1 hour recording. Quality is good, and I can live with that. That's fine, but it's a lot. This is why I've been once the edits are done and I've pushed it to YouTube and scheduled it, I tend to delete the master copy because I don't think I'm going to need it again, and it's just a lot to store. If I had stored the masters for every one of the videos that I've done so far, then I think I would have run out of space a while ago. Unless I started using an external hard drive, which I do have. I'm just in a debate with myself about whether I want to. Ooh, hello. Ooh, a lot of action there. I like the lighting effect. There's a sort of sort of halo of light around the emergency vehicle lights, isn't there? I think that's been... I think the lighting mod I talked about in the last episode, which changes the way the headlights look. It's these bad boys. I think that mentioned doing something to emergency vehicle lights as well. And I think we're seeing the result of that. Come on, 13 miles. We can do 13 miles before falling asleep. I think...
Right. And then exit right.
I don't think we would have had time to sleep on this journey. I could be wrong. I should check that, you know.
Right.
I obviously don't do enough...
Get ready to turn right.
I don't do enough to scope out the job before taking it, do I? What if we'd hit a diversion on needing that much sleep? I did not check to my left before turning there, and I regret it. Nothing happened, we're fine, but I do regret not checking. I did mention showing off the cabin, didn't I?
Turn right.
And now it's dark. There is a way we can adjust that. Yeah, I need to find a place to sleep. I understand that. Oh, we can just sleep it off, can't we? Sleep off the dark. Okay. Okay. Following around this way, apparently. Can I just go around the this way? Just trying to work out where I'm even supposed to go. What is... there's our... No, that's... Wait, what's going on here? That's got to be the location, hasn't it? Yeah. We just also happen to be at a ferry crossing. Yeah, okay, we just also happen to be at a ferry crossing. Do not catch the ferry. We're doing a drop-off. Totally fine. How am I going to get in there then? Does this gate open? I'm guessing this gate opens. Open up, please. Thank you. Okay, show me where you want it. That should be doable. Oh yeah, that's easy. Come on. If I pull around this way a little bit, we should avoid scraping the trailer as well. Gonna be the easiest parking job we've ever had. Done. Fantastic. Okay, that was a nice quick one. So we'll take a look at the cabin accessories in a moment as well. We made 10,000. Not the most pay we've ever gotten, but like I said, keeping it quick today. Just talking about what I've done with the audio, and friend helped me, and I'm happy with the result. Still need to tweak it a little bit, see if I can do it like before the fact during recording, but we're okay. We'll consider that for a future job. Let's see now. What was I going to do? I can't in fact do what I said I was gonna. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We need to find a place to sleep anyway. So, oh my god. No, I didn't mean to do that. Where's... Okay, that'll do. Hang on. Oh, there's a couple here as well. Okay. If we're driving down this side of the road, we want to stop. We want to go here? Cool. Hey, drive.
Okay. Here we go.
Quick exit. Hopefully we can make it there before getting fined. This looks like a one-way system, right? He says, completely ignoring it. The arrows are definitely pointing that way. Okay, it's not quite one way. It is, but we found the exit, I think. It's not going to be that way, is it? It's going to be here. Not a problem.
Get ready to turn left.
Do you get a fine for not sleeping if you are not hauling? Looks clear. Good stuff. Okay, so quickly down the road, we found a place to sleep. We get daytime on our side, and then we take a look around the cabin as a last thing for today. I do like how you can just see the bobblehead, the silhouette still bobbling there.
Get ready to turn right.
I know I'm getting tired. I'm trying to get to a sleeping point so I can avoid getting a fine. Whoops. Come on. Oh, what just happened? I know I was... Okay. There's nobody behind me. Oh my god. Okay. You move. No. No. Okay. Jesus, okay. I know...
Okay, this is fine.
Okay, I know I was getting sleepy, that's one thing, and I know I was braking pretty hard. But I didn't imagine that, did I? Like, the lights entirely went out. Mildly concerning, maybe something to look into. I'll have a look at that. That's totally fine. We're fine. We get no damage as a result of that madness, so that's okay. Completely forgot what I was saying, of course. I am getting tired. I am...
Right, and then exit right.
Just want to see my sat nav, thank you. Okay, here we go.
Exit right. Here we are. Safe and sound.
Do we need fuel? We're okay. We'll skip fuel on this occasion. Just find a resting point if we can. Which is down here, I believe. Yes. Fantastic. Parking right here. A little bit of rest, and then fantastic daytime, so I can show you around the cabin a bit. Excuse me. We are now switched to mouse. So I've done nothing to the windows, or I've done nothing to the outside at all. There are flags I could add if I wanted to. I could have changed a bunch of stuff on the outside, but I haven't. Nothing in front of me either. We've got the bobblehead we've been talking about quite a lot. A mug that just says, "I love you like a hobbit loves second breakfast." A little notebook, some euros on the side there. A torch. I think everything I've mentioned so far was added by Sissel's Mega Pack. Things that weren't added by Sissel's Mega Pack, the fire extinguisher, the bed sheet, and the pillow. I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so the bed sheet and the pillow not added by the pack. and the extinguisher not as well. The magazines were, that's Popular Science magazines, and the poster at the back was this as well, the air freshener that's added by the pack. Just makes it feel like a little bit more like lived in, right? That's cool. The poster itself, in fact, is just, there was a couple of options. They are customizable as well, but I think you need to install something else to customize them. There was some Star Wars ones, or there was this woman here who is, I think, Iwana Blekarzit. I'm going to get the pronunciation entirely wrong, but she's a Polish truck driver and YouTuber, apparently. Never heard of her until just now, but there was her poster in the pack for some reason. So yeah, cool stuff. I'm going to make some adjustments as well. One thing I thought that might have helped us here was we could have had cabin lights. There was lights, but when I was thinking about installing them, they didn't, like, you don't get a preview of them, so it was just like, oh, okay. I don't know if I want to spend the money on that, but we'll probably head back to a truck configuration place and take another look. Yeah, and we'll do that together in some future video. In the meantime, however, thank you very much for watching. I have been Tom. This has been Euro Truck Simulator 2. Ta-ra!